Welcome back. Now we will try to understand Metzger's theory and how it fits well to explain the form of the tree stem as continued from the previous lecture. We have to understand it further that through this diagram, let's example if P is the pressure which is or the force which is applied on the tree and L is the distance of given cross section from the point of application of the force and D is the diameter of beam at this point. Say we choose this point and this is the length from where the force is applied to the point of cross section we chose. So we have, it says that a horizontal force will exert a strain on the beam that increases towards the point of anchorage. Means the force when placed here through wind always increases towards the base. The force when gets resolved into two vectors, the maximum is applied at the base. And if the beam is composed of homogeneous material, if it's a homogeneous material, this stem, the most economical shape would be beam of uniform taper. So this is, as you can see in the figure, this would be the most economical place if the material is of uniform quality. Now by the simple rule of mechanics, the bending stress kilogram per centimeter is given by the formula S is equal to 32 PL upon pi d cube. Now we know that this wind, if W is the wind pressure, A is the crown area, then this P pressure which is applied at the top of the tree can be replaced by W into A. W is the wind pressure per unit area and A is the total crown area. So this formula which is given above, S is equal to 32 PL upon pi d cube, becomes S is equal to 32 by pi. We replace in place of P, we write for wind pressure per unit area into A, that is area of the crown, upon d cube. So for a given tree, d cube is equal to 32 pi WAL upon S, which is very similar to KL, because all the terms except L can be constant. So we can say d cube similar to is equal to KL, which is nothing but similar to the equation of a cubic paraboloid. So under the circumstances, to withstand the pressure of the wind, the most economical and resistant form of stem has to be cubic paraboloid. So here it goes. Metzer demonstrated that this taper approximates the dimensions of a truncated cubic paraboloid. Height against diameter cube is linear, after confirming his theory for many stems, particularly conifers. So tree bole similar to a cubic paraboloid, which is already being has been illustrated above. So stem is a beam of uniform resistance to bending, anchored at the base and functioning as a lever arm, which is just to counter the effect of wind to reinforce itself towards the base by accumulating more biomass at the base and tapering towards the top. So just as a matter of illustration, wind pressure when conveyed goes on increasing towards the base. So maximum pressure is exerted here. So here the tree has to reinforce itself and make it strong. So because now this is what puts the danger of uprooting of trees. You have seen many times trees are uprooted from the base because the base of those trees is not strong enough to withstand the wind that is coming. So they are susceptible to windfall. Now there is another case where the trees are growing in isolation. These trees develop large crowns, so the pressure exerted on them is the greatest. If such trees, like you can see here in the tree in a desert, have to survive, they have to allocate more growth towards the base. even though they do it at the base, at the expense of height. You must have observed that trees which are solitary, which are individually growing, not in groups, they have a large crown, but they don't take as much height as in the dense trees. This is just to counter the effect of wind, wherein they deposit maximum material towards the base at the expense of the height. Now there's another case where the trees growing in dense forest, they are subject, they don't feel any large wind, heavy wind pressure, so their stems are long and having a cylindrical bole.